Happy Friday, welcome back to Drinking by My Shelf. My name is Emma and we are going to update my book trail board. Just noticed one of my hairs is literally stuck to the board. Delicious. Book trail is a little challenge that I set myself at the beginning of this year, and I've been doing monthly check-ins. If you want to get more reviews of all of the books that I read in August, I just uploaded my monthly wrap-up, my Balancing the Books video, so I'll link to that below so you can go and see what the books were that I read and what I thought of them. This is just going to be a little update on my challenge. So basically I set myself a few different challenges. I drop this board and I get a beautiful little magnet for every challenge that I tick off. I also get punishment magnets. We'll come to those later. You know what? We'll come to those later. So the first challenge is Buzzwordathon. Books and Lala has a whole year-long readathon / reading challenge. You can kind of do it however you want. I'm doing it as a reading challenge. So the buzzword for August was times of day. Anything that's a time of day, that counts as the buzzword. So my challenge was just to read as many books with that in the title as I could. And if you've seen some of these book trail updates before, I will link to the full playlist below so you can see them all. You'll see that I keep forgetting about Buzzwordathon and I keep not doing it. But guess what? In August, I wrote myself a big note that said Buzzwordathon, bitch, so that I wouldn't forget. And I didn't forget! In August, I read the book Our Souls at Night. Night was in there. And I also read the short story collection, The Beginning of the World, in the Middle of the Night. And the middle of the night is another time of day. So that is 2 little gems for Emma. My goal is to get to the end of this board by the 31st of December. I'm not doing so great, but if there's still time, there's still time. The next challenge I'm doing is the Reading Women Challenge. This was created by Reading Women, the podcast, and they have 24, I think, different prompts. The goal is to read more female authors, to read books by women, but they have more specific prompts to really push you and help you diversify your reading more. It's getting harder as it goes along because I've read a lot of books this month that fit some of the prompts, but I'd already ticked off those prompts in previous months, so that didn't really help me. So the only new prompt that I ticked off from the list was to read a non-fiction book focused on social justice, and I wasn't quite sure exactly what that meant. I use the phrase social justice all the time, and then it was only when coming to this prompt I was like, I don't know what exactly counts as this. But I did read a non-fiction book called Transitions, which was by a collection of trans and non-binary authors of varying gender identities, some of them identifying as women. And it was personal essays rather than being about how to make change to make the world more socially just, but it's still a topic of relevance to social justice. That we need to make the world better and fairer for trans people. So I'm going to say that ticks off that prompt. Fantastic. My third challenge is to try and reduce my TBR. So every month I do Balancing the Books and I get a point for every number that my TBR went down by. And this month I did really well. Spoilers incoming, so if you want to watch Balancing the Books first, quickly click off and go and watch it. I actually reduced my TBR by 4 books in August. That never happens. 4 whole gems. I'm actually going to run out of gems at this rate. You know what? Having said I wasn't doing well, I now suddenly look like I'm doing really well. The ending is in sight. The final way that I can win points is by reading more books in translation, and I do this one as a percentage of the books that I read, which we've covered is an error. I'm definitely going to change it for next year, but so far this is what it's at. And I haven't done this maths yet, so let's have a look. Did I read anything in translation this month? I read a total of 11 books in August, and of those 11, one of them was in translation. 1 out of 11. That's not very many, is it? That's 9%, and I'm aiming for 18%. So close, but no cigar, and actually not even close. So that's all the points that I can win. I do have, as I referenced earlier, the option to get punishment points, because one of my big goals I really wanted to do this year was to read at least 25% books by authors of colour. So I've been being sure to hold myself accountable to that every single month. There's only been 1 month so far when I didn't manage it. Let me have a look at this. What did I say? I read 11 books. Okay, 3 of those books were by authors of colour. Let's get my calculator. 27%. Okay, so I don't get a punishment stone for that one, but I still could be doing better. So that was my book trail update. Doing pretty well. I've got 4 4 months I can finish this easy. There's 15 squares left, so I need to get like 3 to 4 points per month. I can do that. I can do that. The race is on.
Oh, I can do that.
Shut-
Oh, I'm a slag. Slag.
I better go and get reading. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye!